Wait, we go like this, right?
Ooh.
Slobs, restart this. Oh, we cannot swear.
Do whatever you want.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no.
This close? Oh, my God.
What do you think? Adults.
What are our topics?
Thank you for joining me.
Restart it.
Welcome back to a brand new episode of Slobs Anonymous. I'm your host, Joey C., accompanied by my co-host,
KB.
KB. How you doing? Back for Relationshits 2.
Yes, we're back. I loved last episode.
Same. I thought it was a lot of fun.
It was fun. It was good. I feel like we were helpful.
Yeah.
I was down.
Everybody dialed us in. We had all those callers after the fact saying, you fixed my life. And,
right.
it was...
Nobody off themselves.
No,
That was good.
none that have been reported. We're still waiting to hear from the police on that one. So what's going on? What's good? How was Beetlejuice?
I saw Beetlejuice.
You saw it? I'm so excited to know what you thought.
I liked it.
You liked it?
I did.
Oh,
I thought so.
damn it
Okay,
all.
so this is the thing. I will say
I really wanted to talk shit with you.
I
about
understand. No, I could still talk shit. I
Okay.
understand there is like the story had no. Hold on. Spoiler alerts
Oh, yeah,
ahead.
right.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
If you did not see Beetlejuice, you're planning on seeing it. Do not listen
stop-
right now. Fast
stop
forward.
listening. Yeah.
A little bit. So, I didn't. The story was a little too all over the place for me.
Okay, we're on par with that.
But I liked that they brought like old like. I liked that they gave Beetlejuice like a backstory. I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
I also kind of liked that the girl got like shit on.
Which girl? What do you mean?
What's her Lydia's daughter?
Oh, ass turd.
Yeah, Astrid.
Ass turd. Yeah.
I was kind of like, huh? Because you're mean to your mom.
Yeah, she was a pain in the ass.
You got stuck with this like mean ghost.
Yeah.
That lured you in. But the actual what's her face? Catherine O'Hara. She made that movie.
She's awesome. Yeah.
She literally made that movie, I think.
And I really thought Michael Keaton, I feel like was at a 10.
He was great.
He still after 35 years, he still knows how to do that.
He was still
which
very
was
good.
awesome.
Beetlejuice. The thing is I kind of wanted him to get more of his ending where it was a good ending for him.
Right.
I mean, there's definitely gonna be another one.
You think so?
I think so.
So they could use the title Beetlejuice.
Yes, I absolutely do, for sure. Or it'll be say it 3 times.
Yeah.
You know, the taglines and stuff are gonna be outrageous.
The third time.
But the song they picked, I didn't like it.
No, the whole sequence was 5 minutes too long.
Yeah, it was just too much.
It was no Deo, dude.
No,
Come
not
on.
at all. That is a
Come
legendary piece of cinematic.
It's art.
Yes.
That was cinematic art at its finest.
Right, absolutely.
There's no doubt.
I thought it was cool the way they did the underworld type
Yeah,
thing.
the
visuals were really good, I thought. But overall the story itself definitely had some flaws.
Stories.
Yes.
That was the other
right, that's the thing.
I felt like there was they tried to put 3 movies into 1.5 hours, and it was
right.
Dude, these could be other movies or TV shows or whatever. I would love to see Beetlejuice as a TV show. If I could just watch Michael Keaton do that character in an hour episode every couple of years, that would be awesome.
If they did a Stranger Things series of Beetlejuice, I think it would be really good.
That's what I'm talking
12-part hour episode series, I think it would be excellent.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do agree. I think there was just too much story, and at the end it climaxed you and then just dry shaved you.
They dumped all 3 stories out the window. And
you're
so we have to be done because it can only be an hour 45 or whatever.
Right,
and
exactly. It was they
you're
just stopped writing.
Yeah, you're yo, you had 35 years to do this.
Yeah.
Why the dump off end like that?
Right, but I did like it though. I would definitely watch it. I would definitely put it in my rotation.
Oh man, I was too upset. I don't know.
Really?
I don't know if I'll rebound from the
depression.
Upset. I don't have words.
Maybe
I don't have words for it.
I think also too because you guys told me it was bad.
You probably went in with real good.
I went in with very, very low expectations because I was like, well, if the people that I know like don't like it, like I'm probably not gonna like it.
Yeah, it's probably gonna suck.
And usually with sequels, I always go in with low expectations.
True, and that's my problem. I as much as I wanted, like I tried so hard to go in with no expectations.
Yeah.
But the second they opened up the fucking the opening credits and everything with the fucking music and everything, I was fucking 6 again, and I was like, "Here we go, dude!
Right.
We're in for the ride.
Buckle up.
We are gonna this is gonna be amazing."
Right.
And I just it got me all in the mindset to experience what I felt when I was a kid, and it was far from that, unfortunately. Like, am I glad I went to go see it? I went with my brothers, and it was like, I was glad we got to share that together. But the second we got out of that movie theater, we collectively tore it apart, and it was. I don't know.
So. What was your take on the what's their name? I can't think of their names right now. The girl and the guy, like how they just like totally
the 2 new characters.
No, how they just totally surpassed their like story from the first one.
I
can't think of their names. Their last name. I'm like drawing a serious blank. The Gina Davis's character. Yeah, yes.
Maitlands.
Like they just kind of like
they're like, oh yeah,
overpassed.
They're like,
it.
they found a loophole, and they
right.
Here's the thing: when they said that, when they said like, they found a loophole, and they teed that up early on. I thought that was going to be the resolution of the movie. They were going to use whatever that loophole was to get her back,
right,
and make some sort of connection. And they didn't.
Absolutely. I thought the same thing. I was like, oh, this is foreshadowing.
Yes.
We're going to see it unfold. Like, I'm excited. Like, they're going to come back. Like,
I felt like none of the movie pertained to any other part of the movie.
The visuals, though, with, like, the guy.
They were incredible.
They were so good. With the little fish, like, biting.
Again, the visual
so
effects. I'm I'm a sucker for visual effects when they're practical. And I loved all the practical effects. There wasn't a whole bunch of CGI. Like, it was done. It was done nicely, but it was just like the amount of weight that the story didn't hold.
Right.
I couldn't deal with it.
Well, no, I felt like it had a lot of weight, and like you were I was invested.
I was.
But I was waiting for this layup that was just gonna like slam dunk, and it was like it landed.
Well, that was the problem. I feel like it was layup after layup after layup, and no one took the ball to dunk it.
Right.
I was like, "Yo, all these balls are in the air. Someone's got to dunk this shit!" Like, and nothing happened. They're like, "Oh, Beetlejuice is gone now."
Yeah,
and I'm like, "What do you mean?"
But I wanted him to get some kind of like justice. I guess. Like I wanted it to be a different resolution.
At the end of the first movie, when they're like trying to send him back, and they start saying his name, he starts like throwing out like the shit slapping over their mouth. At the end of this movie, they did the same thing, and he just took it.
Yeah,
he's just like, oh no, and then he was gone.
I don't feel like he was as vulgar.
No,
this year.
His edge was complete. That was my other note about it. His edge was completely missing.
Yeah, like
he was great,
good,
but
right.
Like he was missing like the assholery of it.
Right,
he wasn't a prick.
Right, he's supposed to be like a jokester, a prankster. He was, but like not the same. Like he was dirty in the first one.
Yeah, dude.
It was vulgar
with the strip club and the nice fucking models.
Right.
And it was just and the scene where they wasted the one fuck that they get in a PG-13 was just not. It wasn't warranted. It didn't hold any weight like nice fucking models.
Right.
He's like, see you later, fucker, and that was it.
Right.
And I was like, that was so stupid.
What did you think of Danny DeVito's character?
That was a nice surprise.
Right.
But I was kind of hoping he was in it more.
I was like, damn, he's already gone.
I'm like, sweet. Yeah, I was like, sweet. Like, he's going to be in this movie the whole time. Like, I love Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
And then fucking minute and a half out, he's gone. He's fucking out.
This bitch just comes and sucks this air out. I felt so bad for Bob, too.
Yeah. Those were kind of funny. I just felt like it took a more lighthearted approach on the Beetlejuice franchise.
It did.
It was almost family oriented.
It was.
Like you could take your family to go see that movie.
Absolutely.
And Beetlejuice the first,
when you watch it as an adult, you're like,
this is
oh
some
my
dark
God.
shit.
Yeah, right.
Some really dark shit.
Yeah, I agree. But I liked it though.
It was. I'm still very not a fan.
You're not
sorry.
a fan.
I'm just sorry. I'm sorry.
That's
what else did you do besides Beetlejuice this week?
Actually,
hold on. What do you give it out of 10 then?
I would give it an 8 out of 10.
Yeah. Okay. Then I'll give you my 2. to add up to the 10 out of 10. I'm giving it a 2 out of 10.
2 out of 10? Oh
yeah,
my
I'm
gosh.
sorry. I'm sorry. The way you know it was bad. I mean, not the way you know, but I looked up the ratings. Not only last I checked it at 3.6 out of 5 on Google's like reviews.
Yeah.
And then the critics gave it like an 80, and I think the popcorn bucket people gave it a 60.
Okay.
Typically, when a movie is good, like the audience likes it more than the critics, and in this case, the critics liked it more because they got paid off to like it, and the audience didn't like it as much as the critics because I was not a fan.
I think if Catherine O'Hara was not in that movie, it would have sucked.
No, she's amazing. She's amazing in anything I've ever seen her in. She's awesome.
She is so good in that movie.
Definitely.
Like, she ran that movie, 100%.
She's a boss. What do you want? Yeah.
That's right.
So a 10 and an 8. All right. So it gets a 10 out of 20. But yeah, so what? I know you didn't just see a movie this week. What's going on?
Did you know that they have the Beetlejuice, so we went to see Beetlejuice like super late, and we were going to go eat dinner, and then we ran out of time, so we went to Denny's. Did you know they have Beetlejuice Denny's like menu right now?
No.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. I feel like it's just a big cash grab.
It is. Right now it's
the $40 popcorn bucket and the fucking the cup was $30.
I didn't buy
at the movie theater
any merch. I'm not gonna lie, because you know what? I like Beetlejuice, but it's not like my favorite, and I'm just not going to. I like it. Like, don't get me wrong. But it's not my favorite where I'm going to like plaster all this shit in my house for Beetlejuice. Like, I saved one cup because
your brother-in-law maybe.
Maybe, yeah. But I don't think he's going to like it. That's who I'm interested to see if they like it or not.
Yeah, we'll see.
Because he's like a huge Beetlejuice fan, but we'll see. But yeah, no, I feel like it's everywhere.
It is.
It's like a cult right now. I'm like, they're coming out of the woodwork.
Yeah,
everyone.
It's like how fat girls were with Jack Skellington gloves. Like, now it's going to be Beetlejuice.
I am a fat girl who does not like Jack Skellington.
Perfect.
Opposite. I'm like rhinestones maybe, but not that. But yeah, no. Other than that, like, I finished all my Halloween decorations. I was very happy about that. I have been really busy at work. That's about it. What about you?
It's just been a good week. Came off a really good weekend. Went to 2 car shows this week. One at Rand's Red Hots over there, and then the other one at Edison Park. Back-to-back nights. It was absolutely unbelievable.
What'd you do this weekend?
This past weekend?
Mm-hmm.
What the hell did I do? Started off with, what was it? Saturday, Friday? No. Oh, Friday the 13th.
Oh, yeah, Friday
So
the 13th.
I watched some horror movies on Friday the 13th because,
really?
how the hell do you
watch?
not? What did I watch? What's the one with Bagul?
Who?
Bagul?
I have no...
The one where the guy, like, shows up in the home movies?
Oh, Sinister?
Sinister!
Oh,
dude!
Yeah, Sinister's good.
That was a badass movie.
The Sinister franchise is really good.
I've only seen the one.
It's definitely under the radar. I feel like people don't ever really talk about it, but it's good.
Yeah, there were only like 5 minutes left, and I'm like, are they gonna fucking tie this up or not?
Oh yeah, they do.
Because some movies just abandon the script. They're like, all right, jump scare, it's over.
Yeah, no.
But like, they tied up the script and then jump scared your ass.
Yes.
Like, one last time.
Yes.
But yeah, so I watched Sinister on Friday night. Then Saturday, my cousin Michelle had she has like an annual patio party.
Mm-hmm.
So we went out there and did that. Just hung out with some of the fam and some people over there.
Nice.
And then there was a car show on Sunday at the Des Plaines Fall Fest. So
nice.
Technically, I had 3 car shows this week.
Jesus.
Yeah, Sunday,
Did
Tuesday,
you win?
Wednesday. Nah, I didn't win. A bunch of old timers. They don't like the 80s, so they're not gonna be looking at my shit. You know what I'm saying? Also tried the new Portillo's cake. Did you get down on that yet?
What is it?
It's salted caramel spice cake.
No.
Dude, fuck around. Let me tell you.
I mean, I'm like very intrigued.
Yeah, and right now, as long as you buy something, they give it to you for $1.
Oh.
They give you a slice for $1. So I was like, yo, sign me up. Look at my fatness. Like, I need that.
What?
Check out Portillo's cake. Not a sponsor.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah. And then the biggest news ever. Were you ever into icebreaker sours when you were a kid?
Oh, I remember the commercial, right?
Like, it was a little puck that came with like the share side and not the share side. Yeah.
Yes.
Did you ever have them?
I'm not a big no.
Okay. Well, to my knowledge, they were off the market. I don't know if this is true or not. To my knowledge, they were off the market, and then someone came to work with them, and we made an adventure on Friday, this past Friday, to go and find them at Target and Jewel, and we just bought a whole bunch of them because I was like, holy shit. Either I didn't know these were still available, or they were gone and now they're back, and I have to have them.
Oh my God.
So yeah.
You had an icebreaker.
I was like
sour. What is it?
Icebreaker sours. Yeah.
Sour candy.
They're so good. They're so good.
I spent $142 today at Dollar Tree in candy.
Did you?
Yes.
For Halloween?
For my movie themed party.
For Tony's movie themed party.
Yes.
That's happening this Saturday.
Yes.
We're gonna have a good time.
$142 worth of candy.
I'm excited because I'm gonna eat $140 worth of that shit.
Sickening.
I can't wait. Yeah.
Yeah, we're there's something wrong with us.
I know. Well, it's all right. I'm back to the gym this past week.
Right.
Really? You've
back
inspired
in the
me with your water.
Mm.
I got my water going. You can hear my
your
Yeti
clink,
over here.
Clink water.
Yeah, I'm back to the gym. Been exercising. Been feeling good. It's just I've just been good vibes.
I feel that. I feel you.
Yeah.
I think it's our time because
you've been losing weight
no.
visibly.
No.
All right, whatever.
I'm trying.
Fuck you.
We'll see.
That's fine.
But
I don't just pass those out. All right.
Thank you.
You slob.
I'm gonna go hide under the table now and cut my wrists.
Do we have a slob story?
We do.
We promised
the slobs last week that we were gonna give them a story, and we have one.
Light it up. See, everybody, take note. This is how you properly become a part of the Slobs Anonymous community.
Yeah, you want to be a part of the cool kids,
right?
Pee
Part
your
of the cool
pants
kids club,
and send in a slob story.
Exactly. It's that simple.
Yeah. Oh, I have a leg cramp. No, it went away. All right. So, anyways, 24 years ago, my mom was diagnosed with inoperable lung cancer at the age of 58.
Whoa.
She lived 1 year to the day, passing away on her 59th birthday. That's sad. Her funeral was the first part of August, and the weather has been extra hot for weeks at a time. The day of her funeral, people came from near and far to attend. She worked at a bank and knew everyone and their brother. As the minister was giving the eulogy to her, I felt the back of my chair move a bit, thinking to myself, why is it moving?
Oh.
We haven't had any rain in a month. I settled the opposite way and felt it slightly move again. Then, all of a sudden, snap.
Oh.
The chair leg broke and I fell backwards between my cousin's legs. A loud gasp from the crowd as I start to get up, and my next door neighbor, who is an EMT, runs over and jumps on me, starting CPR.
This is at a funeral?
Yes.
Oh my God.
For their mom.
Oh my God, dude. I can't.
I remember saying to him, get off of me. So for the rest of her funeral, I stood. No one in the family would give me their chair, assholes. As everything was ending and I was brushing dead grass and dust off my clothes, I say, I hope someone caught that on tape so they could send it to America's Funniest Home Videos. That's my story. Use it at your convenience. Now, that is some dark humor. I like it.
And we're coming up on the fall.
Right in with Beetlejuice.
Yeah,
I love it.
That was very appropriate for I'm sorry to hear about your mom.
Yes, very sorry about that.
But did they want to keep it anonymous?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to keep it anonymous.
That's fine. Oh, my God. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty
funny. Could you imagine?
I could not.
I always worry that my phone's gonna go off in a funeral, let alone break a chair at my mom's. My mom would be like, "Yeah, bitch, I know." She wouldn't be surprised.
No, not at all. Holy shit! Well, yeah. See, that's how it's done.
Yeah.
All right, be brave. Send us your stories. Piss your pants, like Kaylee said, and let us know about it. Shit your pants, like Kaylee does. Shit your back.
Oh my God!
You know? It's fine.
Oh my God!
It's totally fine.
We're never gonna end this.
No, we're not. You're gonna be the one in the casket, and I'll still be telling that story.
Yeah, when
it won't
I die,
matter. Exactly.
One time,
right? Exactly.
At band camp.
Yeah, that's it then. Are we caught up?
I think we're caught up.
Right,
Let's give the people the lecture that they don't want.
Yeah, this is the continuation of Relationshits.
I think also another thing important in relationships, which you don't probably agree with, but I think is empathy.
Oh, no, you definitely need empathy.
Because I feel like
I mean, I'm cutthroat, but like when it comes
You
to loving somebody,
cutthroat.
like you gotta be able to understand where they're coming from.
Yeah.
And I had there were some pills I had to swallow in the last couple relationships where I'm like, shit, I gotta understand this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like you know me, I'm not a tattoo fan. Several of the women I've dated like have explained why, and I'm like, okay, I get it now. You know what I mean? Like and it takes me to be like, listen, I'm not being an asshole. I'm genuinely curious.
Right.
Why did you do that?
Right.
Like because I believe in the beautiful female anatomy and the way it is, the same way I would look at a brand new Lamborghini and I wouldn't put a bumper sticker on it.
Yeah.
I look at the female anatomy in the same token and I'm like, what a beautiful piece of art. Like without sounding like a slob, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Even though here we are. But like that's just how so I'm like, I have to understand what part of your brain or what went into it where you're like, I want to do this. And they explained it. I understood it. It made sense. And I was like, I can move on now. I could swallow that pill. I could move. I could see a future with this because I understand
it's not a deal breaker.
The reasons they did this. Or, no, it's not anymore. Definitely not. It used to be. Yeah. I was like, no, absolutely not. I was just a closed-minded piece of shit. And now it's like, you got to have the doors open.
Right.
I always had a guard up where I'm like, no, you have to be this 10 out of 10 fucking... It's not like that. Like, life is not like that at all.
Right.
You could try to find a 10 out of 10, and you will never. You just won't.
Right.
There's going to be something that just kind of rubs you the wrong way or doesn't exactly fit into your perfect fucking cutout of what you'd like. But it's up to you to move past it.
That's the problem is I feel like there's those 2 points you said. For one, I feel like people match your energy. So like if you come into a thing guarded,
right,
they're going to be guarded against you.
Yes.
If you come down there like completely naked emotionally, they're
people
probably going to open up.
Yeah.
You know?
It's infectious.
Like to me, honestly, I think that's why people like tend to overshare with me because I overshare my life.
I was gonna say this is one of those topics that kind of applies to anybody.
Yes,
it's a
this is
personal
like
friends, family,
anybody.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's hard because a lot of family on a certain side of my family, they're not good at talking with each other. They kind of make things up and they take things out of context and they'll be mad at someone for years over something that could have just been squashed with like a, hey, did you mean this? Or like, did you really mean it when you sent me that? Or like, what happened when so-and-so said this? Or like, no one knows how to confront each other the proper way.
Right.
And
it's all about tact and delivery.
Yeah, absolutely. But it goes back to that communication deal. Like, you just have to know how. Like,
and reception. Like if you're not receptive of somebody's feelings, like again, if you're guarded,
right,
and you're not receptive,
they're also going to be.
They're also going to match your energy.
It's kind of a boomer thing, if I'm going to be honest.
It is.
I feel like it's where they're like, no, I don't have to talk to anybody.
It is.
I have my opinion, and I'm gonna
right,
and that's it.
I'm going to pout about
it. Right,
it.
they're just a bunch of big babies.
Right, exactly.
Talking to you. Fucking boomers.
Yeah, right. It's true. I also no. You know what? I have to say, I have a specific relationship that I have, or lack thereof, now. But and it was very much like that. Like, let's talk about it. Like, and then they were like, "No, I'm not talking about it with you." I'm like,
and I don't.
Okay.
I personally don't like that in a situation, whether it's a friend or a personal relationship. Like, I want you. Not only do I want them to be able to talk to me, but I want to be able to also say my piece. You know what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely,
it's got to be a two-way street.
Absolutely, I agree, and I think that people in all aspects, like, I really believe that they can like sense it about you if you are like an unguarded person.
Oh yeah.
Like it's just like it's like magnifying. Like people like
is.
magnet to you because I'm telling you there are people that like should not be telling me things that tell me things all the time, and I'm like, I don't think you should be telling me that, and they just like they're like diarrhea of the mouth to me, and I'm like,
do you have an example from this week? When was the last run-in with that?
I'm not telling.
Why not?
Because I'm not saying my secrets, but
you don't just give names.
No, I mean like there's just people that say things to me. I'm like, I probably wouldn't.
Come on,
say
be open
that.
with me.
No,
I'm being open with you.
Locked. Vault is locked.
Wow. All right. I guess I gotta build a wall. Now we need two.
That's my guarding up. But yeah.
Fine. Well, it's been a nice show. Anyway. Yeah, so Oh, and you can't fucking change anybody. That was the other big thing.
Oh my God, yes.
People who think they could change people to mold them into that fucking into that like 10 out of 10, outline that they've mentally put in the back of their head for the rest of their lives. Like,
break the cookie cutter mold.
It's not. Yeah, it's
get
just,
over it. It's never happening.
It's not a thing.
Right.
They're not going to change. You're definitely not going to change them. And if they do, they're probably not somebody you want to be with.
It's a temporary change.
Yeah.
Literally, and it all stems with who you are.
Right.
Knowing who you are. Like, if you know that you don't like a person like that, don't settle down with them.
Mm-hmm.
Don't start a fucking relationship with them because they're never changing.
Nope.
If they don't fucking clean, they're not going to start cleaning tomorrow.
Right. Yeah.
They may do it for a week, but that's it. You're done after that. Right. It's not going to continue to happen.
Right.
Like, oh, it's such a good point.
If you pull
fucking hate when
you
people
need help with the groceries and they're not waiting there to help you, 20 years they're also not going to be staying there to help
right.
you. It's just not what it is.
Yes, I agree. I tried that. I tried to change people.
No, there's no fucking way.
In previous relationships, and I was like,
yeah.
Eventually, it literally was like looking at myself like now, and I'm like, what? Why?
Yeah.
They're still like that to this day.
You're just lying to yourself,
right?
Well, that's another really good point. Like lying and honesty. The level of lying and dishonesty I've seen with certain people that I know or don't know anymore, like was like, oh, don't tell my wife this, like that we did this, or
don't
if
tell
they
her
ask,
I bought
say,
that.
if they ask, say we did this. I'm like, yo, first off, I'm no fucking liar, so like you just make sure your wife or your husband don't talk to me because I'm not gonna lie for you.
Right,
that's not how I do things. But yeah, people who think that's okay and haven't like hashed that out, I don't understand. I mean, do you have to lie? Is this a thing?
No, so what I've done is I've like attempted to like fib, like, oh yeah, I didn't buy this, and then I'll be like, later on I'll be like, yeah, I actually bought that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Not like it matters.
Eat you in from the inside out.
It literally doesn't matter. It's like stupid things like that. Like, oh yeah, I didn't spend an extra $100 at the casino.
Oh, they're not even okay. It's not even shit to like really be.
No. I mean, like honestly, I feel bad. Like I'm like, this is my buddy. Like
right.
And I want to like tell him. I want to like tell him everything. Yeah. Like I'm like, when something happens, I want to be like, you're the person I'm calling to be like, this person did this or this person did that. Like Tony knows everybody's shit.
Right.
Like,
well, you're his wife.
Yeah.
So he's got the one leading the fucking circus over here.
Yeah.
With everybody's business.
Yeah. I'm like, what do I tell this person? This is what I told him, and he's like, babe, why'd you tell him that? But like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like bad. Like I usually just am like straight up like, you're not gonna like this, but this is what now.
Well, it's like if we're at a party or something and like one of the spouses isn't there, it's like, oh, don't tell so and so like he was here or she was here. It's like,
oh no, that's like
just
sketchy.
Just like weird shit. It's just like why? Who cares? Like you married that person.
If it's sketchy stuff, then
that's what I don't like. I don't like getting in the middle of that.
Yeah, no.
And I'm like, I'm not your guy for that. I'm gonna pretend you didn't say anything.
Right.
And I'm gonna say, oh, you gotta go talk to them.
Right. Like, exactly.
You gotta go talk to her.
That is a good answer.
I don't fucks with that.
Yeah.
That is not for me.
I don't touch that with a 10-foot pole.
Nope. Absolutely not.
No, but I don't really feel like that's like a super big problem that
for you personally?
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. Like,
I hope not.
I don't feel like, I mean, even in general, like, people I know, I don't really feel like that's an issue.
Right, yeah, it's not like but, like, I know people, or I used to know people where that was a thing.
Yeah, like, I would say, like, my family is probably the worst with that. Where they're like, don't tell this person I'm with you. Like,
oh, Jesus. That's a big one. See, but that automatically includes you.
Yeah, but
that would be very uncomfortable.
But so I think we all do it to each other. Like if we're like, oh, this person's here, don't say I'm here. It's not like it's like a white lie, I guess.
But who cares?
Because sometimes there's like certain things. Okay, for example, like some days there's days where I just want to be with like my mom. you know?
Oh, without the cavalry.
Without everybody there. And they're like, oh, have you talked to your mom today? And I'm like, nope. And then my mom's like sitting with me, you know?
I couldn't even do that if I wanted to.
Like, I usually just don't answer the phone.
Oh, my God. That gives me heartburn thinking about that.
Yeah, no.
That's awful.
Because
I couldn't think about doing that.
But your family's a little different, I think. Like,
I mean,
my family
you
all
could say that again.
all of my family does that.
Were they fib about it?
Yeah. And then we find out later. We'll be like, oh, I thought you weren't there. And then they'll be like, yeah, I was there. You know?
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I would. Holy shit. Cabes, I'm letting you know this right now. If it ever happened, you're gonna catch these fists, okay?
What do you mean?
If you'd be lying like that.
I do it internally.
That genuinely gives me anxiety to know that like someone would be lying like that.
Like where we're like, no, it's like
That's a lie.
But we don't do it really. I don't really do it to outsiders.
I guess I just don't see the harm in being like, yeah, I'm with my mom. What do you need?
Okay, so for example, like
what would happen?
For example,
what is the fallout on that?
If my mom comes to town, right?
Okay, right.
Say she comes to town unexpectedly.
Sure.
She goes to the doctor because she still goes to the doctor in Chicago. Okay.
Okay.
She takes her little cruise in from Pontiac.
A gyno?
Yeah. No, a regular doctor. And like sometimes she'll be like, "Hey, I'm coming over. You want to get lunch? Don't tell anyone I'm there." And I'm like, okay.
Wait, who are you going to tell? Like, were you going to broadcast it?
Well, no, because then if I say something like, if I tell like my grandparents or my brother or my sister or my aunt, they're all coming to my house to see my mom. And there's sometimes like you just want to see that person, like, and talk to them about things that you can't talk about with everybody.
Yeah, this is why it's different. Because we were everybody's got to do it all together always.
Yeah,
like, just everything.
There's certain things like not that I don't need, but I don't want everybody to know. Like there is certain things where I'm like, I just want to talk to my mom about this.
Right.
Or I just want to talk to my grandma about this. Or whoever.
Like about
my
that
aunt.
rash you've been trying to get rid of.
Yeah, like me and my aunt, we used to do that a lot. We used to go and like have like nail dates and all kinds of stuff and just not tell anyone.
Right.
But that's like, I guess, the worst of our...
Oh, my God. If I found out my mom was saying, or my brothers were like, oh, yeah, no, we're not together, and I found out they were all together, kibitzing.
It's usually not like a group. It's usually like you with one other person.
I'm just, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess it's because I'm so open. I'm like, yo, I'm going to see so-and-so. And then they'll either be like, all right, can I come with? Or they won't. Like, I don't know.
There's like a level, too, that I've realized of like guarding your own peace. And I think that like... that I'm learning, and it's like that's part of it.
Can you elaborate on that? What do you mean guarding your own peace?
Like oversharing certain things. Like there's sometimes like I don't want everyone to know what I'm doing.
Oh, we talked about this before, yeah.
Yeah, like I'm like everyone's like, "Oh, what are you doing this day?" Like I don't need to tell you.
You're like, I'm busy.
Yeah,
yeah.
Literally.
Where you just like keep it like you're like, I'm not here to fucking share the novel right now.
Right, exactly.
I understand, yeah.
Like
I've had friends get mad at me for not like delving into the entire itinerary for my weekend.
Yeah, like I don't feel like doing that.
Like, oh, what are you up to? And I'm like, yeah, I got plans. And they're like, well, like what? And I'm like, excuse me?
Right.
I have plans.
Like it's none of your fucking business.
Right. I don't like.
Unless
it's different if they're like, oh, fun. Like, I don't know. Like there, I'm sure there's like conversation warranted, but like there's sometimes where it does feel invasive.
Yeah. It's
you're like, what are you getting at?
Right.
I told you I'm busy. Like,
yeah.
I'm busy.
I've learned how to like kind of protect my own peace and like I just don't feel like I feel like sometimes silence is good.
Yeah.
And it's not putting your guard up, it's like making a boundary for yourself.
Everything's on a need to know basis.
Yes.
Everything's on a need to know basis.
I feel like that like when you're like in court, they always tell you don't give more information than you need to.
Yes.
You know?
Unless the question is asked, you know, like I get it.
If someone's asking me like an open-ended question, I'm going to give you an open-ended answer.
Right, exactly. Exactly.
Like, get specific.
Or anyway, don't lie, okay? Like, that's where we're getting to on there, okay?
It's all in good, like, fun.
As long as you keep it over there, right? Like, I can't find out. I'm like, hey, yo, where were you last night? Like, you didn't make it to the party? And you're like, oh, yeah, I went and did this instead after I told you I'd be at the party. Like, that would break my heart. That'd be awful.
I'm pretty, like, blunt about it.
I know. I can count on you for being as blunt as you are.
When it comes to
I need that sort of fucking honesty going on because if, you know.
Yeah, no, it depends.
You're kind of the litmus test when it comes to certain things. Where I'm like, hey, what do you think?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, what do I think? And then you just
the tact goes right out the window.
Right out the window. That's it.
Oh,
she pulls the tablecloth right off in one fell swoop.
I think the last thing for relationships, like all across the board, is like
that's all that you got?
No, is love.
Oh well, duh.
No, like genuine love.
Yeah.
Like, there are people that I hate that I love that are like in my life.
But again, I believe that's true love.
It is, exactly, because like I have friends where I'm like, I don't know why I am your friend, but like I love you. I'm like, yeah, like I have no words for you, but I love you, and like you're lucky you're cute. You know?
I love how you just keep bringing the same person up.
No, it's not that person. It's so many people.
I mean,
like genuine love is like totally different. And I also think that like your soulmate is not actually your spouse.
I don't know if I've ever met. I don't know. It's kind of like hard to believe in soulmates. It's not. I don't know.
Yeah, I believe in them. I think your soulmates are like your friends, your best friends.
It's my mom.
Yeah. Tree would love that.
No, yeah, I don't know. It's because I feel like everyone's definition is different and loose and.
Yeah. Do you think it's only romantic?
It's hard. It's hard.
Yeah, I think it's like a perspective
I've
thing.
been told I'm somebody's soulmate.
Oh,
before.
really?
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, that's.
Oh, God.
I'm sorry. You're gonna have to just get over that
You're
one
like, well,
because
that really sucks for you.
Yeah, it was a very awkward. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even know what to say. I was like, this is not appropriate in any which way possible.
That's like kind of
terrifying.
creepy.
Yeah.
If you're not like in a committed relationship. Were you in a committed relationship?
No.
Oh, okay.
They were.
If you're
so it made things very interesting.
If you're not in a committed relationship with that person, I don't think you should be telling them
That's why my eyes popped out of my head.
I think like my girlfriends are like my soulmates. I think Tony is like my love soulmate, but I think like my girlfriends who are like my ride or die true girlfriends, they're like
interesting.
My soulmates.
See, now that you say it like that, I don't think a dude could be my soulmate. So maybe it has to be like a relationship for me. Like,
yeah, I think
it's just different for everybody.
Right.
It would. It definitely would. Who am I kidding? It would have to be like a
broad.
I'm in love.
Right.
I'm fucking head over heels. We finish each other's sandwiches. Like
that's
all
what
that.
I was gonna say.
Yeah. Oh no way! My soulmate?
No, from the song.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Sorry, I'm not up on my Frozen.
Yeah, right. Get with it.
My bad. Jesus Christ.
Disney adult over here.
Yeah. What is your take on being needy? Like, I feel like each relationship has a needy person.
I don't think I'm the needy person.
You think Tony's the needy person?
I actually don't really think either of us are needy.
No?
No, I think we're needy in like our own weird ways.
Yeah.
Like, I think he's needy in the sense of like,
scratch my back.
Yeah. Like that kind of shit. And I'm like, oh God, I want to off myself, but I still do it. But like, I think I'm more needy where I'm like, I want him to like pay attention to me all the time. Like,
you do like your attention.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that.
I like will do like, I go like crazy. I have like these like moments of like just pure chaos. I'll just start yelling through the house like a song or something. And I'll be like, what the fuck is happening? What's wrong with you?
Completely manic at that
point. Yeah, I have like
manic
episodes and like I film him, like his reactions.
You're
and
just
like
singing Broadway for no reason.
Yeah.
Like, so somewhere
yeah.
over the rainbow. And he's like, oh fuck, she's at it again.
Yeah. I think that's where like my neediness is, where I'm like, pay attention to me. Or I'm like, do you love me? Like, I just, like, act so
whenever
obnoxious.
you would get toasted and we'd be in the car with him, you would,
oh, yeah.
Those were the...
That's not needy.
Those videos need to be posted
That's
somewhere.
not needy. That's just fucking chaos.
Yeah, you're an absolute animal. Like,
yeah.
There's not actually a rhyme or reason to be that insane.
Right. But no,
it's not warranted.
I think I'm needy in the attention-seeking
It makes sense.
I'm like, just love me. But then when he does love me, I'm like, get away from me. I'm like bipolar.
I mean,
what about you? Are you the needy one?
I think so. Yeah.
I think you are.
Yeah. If there has to be one.
Yeah, I think you are.
I'm just like, come on, play with me. Like,
right.
You know
like,
what I mean?
it's the attention.
You want to play? Like, what do you want to do? I don't know. I like hanging out with people, especially if it's like a fucking girl who, we'll leave it at that.
Right. Who's a pretty girl.
Who's a pretty girl. Yeah. We'll just, pretty girl.
Yeah, right.
I don't know. I probably, if I had to say. But I've been in the relationship where the girl is needy, and I don't even have room to be needy.
I witnessed that, and it was the most awful relationship of yours to witness. That was terrible.
Yeah. Red?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it was terrible.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know you that well.
No, you didn't.
And I was like, what is he
had
doing?
A problem with everything, and she was needy, and that was a fucking train
she
wreck.
was horrendous.
I was a year into that relationship, and I knew I had to get off that bike.
Yeah.
And I told her, I was like, this is XYZ. Like, we shouldn't do this. And she was like, can you just, like, give me another year?
A year?
And I was like, for what? Like, you are what you are, Like,
right.
My dumb ass did because I felt bad.
Yeah.
And a year later, I was like, well, nothing has changed, and this is exactly what I said, and now I'm angry.
Right.
Because I'll never get this year back. And, yeah.
Was it like a year to the date?
Not really.
Okay.
It
wasn't that premeditated.
It was a year-ish. Yeah, it might have even been a little bit before the year point where I was like, listen, you got 2 months left. You ain't about to change my mind. Like, we're done. we're done with this.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
Next.
It was, but yeah, talk about, oh my God, needy and nothing was right, and like, all right, have fun wherever you end up. I mean, that motherfucker's gonna need a boatload of patience.
Yeah.
And I have patience. I got patience. I build Legos. I have patience.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, I don't know who she ended up with, but
I think that a lot of people do that too with friends and with relationships and with like their families. Kind of, they look for immediate, instant gratification out of this relationship.
Interesting.
And it's like not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like, it's a building block. You're fucking going up a mountain.
I was just saying, I'm trying to, like, understand that. I'm like, I don't get it, because there is just, you need...
Like, it takes
time. Yeah.
Like,
I mean, there's people you click with, but...
Yeah, you can vibe, but, like, that doesn't mean that it's, like, just, like, you're going to see each other and then, everything is great in the beginning.
Oh, the honeymoon phase?
Always.
Absolutely.
And I feel like there is a honeymoon phase in relationships, even in friendships, because when the shit really does get hard,
you see people's true colors.
That's when you go back in your mind to that honeymoon phase and you're like, okay, well, it was really good and it can be good. Let's like work at this.
Right.
But if you breeze through that honeymoon phase and go instantly to like the end result, like, I feel like people in relationships now like rush it too much.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's just like they breeze through everything because they're like, oh, I got to do this, I got to do this, I got to do this. And it's like they just don't like enjoy what's happening.
Yeah. Well, and it's this age. Because girls got two things on their mind. They want to get married and they want to have kids.
Right.
And
it's
they're
like boom, boom, boom.
They don't, not only do they not want to talk about it, but they want to breeze through all this shit and then just get there.
Right.
And it's like, how do you, you're not taking the necessary steps.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's just so much work people don't want to put in.
Right. And even with like friends.
It's exhausting. Even
with friends. Like for me, to me, I think like with your friends, it's not the big parties that you attend. It's the little days.
Yeah.
It's the little days of like going and hanging out with like maybe 3 or 4 people or 2 people or one person. Or you just go and get coffee or something.
Yeah.
Like those are the days that build up your friendship. That when you're like fighting and you want to fucking kill that person, you're like, well, I really fucking enjoy going to Michael's with them. So I need to like really think about this, like, or whatever. Yeah. You're like, well.
See, I go the other way. I'm like, well, fuck them.
No,
right?
See, I don't do that. I'm the complete opposite of that. I literally, people have to like truly break me.
Sure.
I
mean, people have. That's the only reason I'm like.
Well, same.
Taking the scissors out. We're cutting you out.
Yeah.
We're done.
Yeah, I don't abandon people.
It makes sense.
Even when it gets hard.
It makes sense.
I'll stick it out with you if you're true blue.
I've been through some friends, man. Let me tell you. There's some deep rooted friendships. Like just people I'm like, you don't add any value to my life anymore. I'm done feeling sorry, I guess. You know what I'm saying? There's just...
Yeah. You have like a no tolerance.
It's not easy, yeah. I mean, it's kind of like... I'm not going to say 3 strikes and you're out. It's 2 strikes and you're out. Yeah, everyone gets one.
You don't fuck around.
I don't.
I will say that.
I don't. And it keeps my circle small, and it keeps the people who are actually true about things. And there's been additions in the last couple of years, like, that have somehow floated in there, but, like, you know, they all got to withstand the test of time.
Right.
You know? Like,
right.
Sorry.
Right.
Just what it is.
Exactly.
Kind of go along with that, though, like, do you believe there's a winner to an argument?
Yes.
You believe in that?
Yeah.
Right.
I'm always the winner.
Right. But that's something you have. I mean, people, I believe, have to understand there is no winning when you're on the same team. Like,
no, I agree.
You're on the same team. Again, it's like MJ and Pippen going at it. You're both on the same team.
It depends. So, like...
It's different if, like, someone's cheating on the other person.
Well, no. Yeah, no.
Like, then you have all the right in the world.
Right.
But if it's like, fuck, like, you didn't fucking take the garbage out like I asked. Like, all right, you can do that? Like...
Do you... Okay. But are you usually the person who gives in, or are you the person who, like, do you compromise, like, your own happiness for that person, or do you, because I feel like that is the term of winning.
No. And I usually get it to the point, depending, I'm trying to think of a specific example, but I like to get it to the point where we're both making a slight compromise.
Right.
So we're both, I don't want to say suffering, but we're both compromising, and we're both winning at the same time.
Right.
Because again, it's like if you could win together, like that's kind of the ultimate.
Exactly.
To me, that's the ultimate feeling. When
right.
you can come to a compromise and you found a solution where you're both equally like as resolved or as equally pissed as the other one, you're sharing that situation.
Right.
One of you's not leaving and being like, oh, fucking asshole or fucking bitch, and the
well,
other one's like,
then you have
I
resentment.
won. Like, right.
Then
and
you
that's
fucking hate your partner.
Then you're going to sleep and you're not talking to them and you're fucking like all that bullshit. Like, I mean, that's another thing. Like, you can't be doing shit like that. Well, I did that once in my entire life. And it was the worst night of sleep because I didn't sleep.
Yeah.
It was terrible. I'm like, I'll show her. And the whole time I was just showing myself. Like, I'm like, this is stupid.
Yeah.
I'm like, I fucked it up so hard.
I'm a crybaby.
Right. And then you got to like wake up the next morning and go upstairs where they are and be like, so this is what I did all night because I'm a fucking idiot. Now you got to swallow that large dick. Like, fuck that.
Yeah,
it's awful. I'm speaking from all experience on this stuff. That's the only reason we're professionals. Okay?
Yeah,
I've gone through this shit. I'm not just speculating and making checking and guessing over here. Like,
I've realized that, which I used to do in my beginning of my relationship with Tony, and I don't do it really anymore. I do like look at it as like a compromise, but I feel like when you do the tit for tat thing,
you can't.
It just fucks your relationship up.
Absolutely.
It literally is the ruination of your relationship.
Yeah. The only thing I could think of, and it hasn't happened since like high school, because I just refuse to date anybody who's that fucking petty or that immature. Like when in my first relationship, while it was during high school, it was like, oh, well, we saw your parents this weekend, so now we have to go see my parents next weekend.
Yeah.
Or like we hung out with your brothers, now we have to go hang out with my sisters. And I was like, what?
It's horrible.
I'm like, I will not. Like, that's just not how we're gonna do. Like, that's not. I'm not doing these things because I'm like, oh, she doesn't like this. Man, we're gonna do it my way. It's like, do you not enjoy hanging out with my family? Because I enjoy hanging out with your family.
Right.
Like, I'm not doing it because I'm racking up points.
Right.
I'm doing it because I like seeing your family, and I would hope that when you see my family, it's kind of like this similar vibe. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
We're not here going, oh, man, yeah, it's got to be exactly this. Or like when it came to holidays, it's like, what can we make work?
Right.
Obviously, I have a bigger family. So it's like if I was any of the girls I ever dated always had smaller families. So it was like, they're like, well, we see your family too much. It's like, there's more of them.
Right.
I've got to go to my mom's side. I've got to go to my dad's side. I've got to see my immediate family. Like, you have like an aunt. You know what I mean? Or like an uncle. Like, it's like we have to find the compromise, you know what I'm saying? Or like you have no siblings, or like,
right,
or you don't talk to your siblings or whatever. Like, it's just like, let's look at the facts. We're looking at the facts, not your feelings.
right.
You know what I'm saying? I know it sucks and you're like, oh, I wish I had 100 people we had to go see. But it's like, we have to unfortunately tend to all these people during the holidays.
Like,
on my
this is
side,
the realistic truth
right.
of it.
And it's just one of those things. It's like, you can get off the bus now if you want.
Right.
This is something that
this
will
is the
not
step
change.
if you'd like to.
Yeah,
right.
This is one of those pinnacle points where I'm letting you know this is something that isn't going to change, and it's a very important part of my life. You can get off the bus, or you don't have, But they would lie to themselves and be like, all right, fine, whatever. And then every year was the same fucking problem.
The problem,
like,
right.
Yeah, and I'm like, all right, well, you clearly don't want to do this, so I'm going to leave. Like,
yeah.
I'm not going to be berated every time for something you already know about. You know what I'm saying?
Right, exactly. And I learned that the hard way in the very beginning of my relationship because we were going to live next door to my in-laws.
Yeah.
And I was like,
you're still doing that. I don't know how
I still do it, but but there was a pivotal point that I came to, the harsh reality, like either this is the bus stop, Kaylee. Right. I literally had to sit for a long time and be like, all right, this is the guy you love.
Right.
This is the situation. This is what you have to figure out. And so many people would tell me, like, I would never be able to do that. I would never be able to live next door to my in-laws. And I was like, well, you either do it and you accept it fully for what it is, or you don't and you lose all privilege to complain about it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You have to understand the truth.
Right. And I'm like, this is it. There's no changing this. And I can't resent him for this for years and years and years. Right. I have to either embrace the change or don't stay with him.
Right.
You know?
Because ultimately you are the one who signed on the dotted line.
Exactly.
You're like, I agree to the terms and conditions.
Right.
You check that box and you hit accept.
They're emailing me.
Right. Exactly.
I can't unsubscribe.
Right. No.
But once you get that ring, it's pretty hard.
That's it.
You know?
That's the lifetime subscription.
Right.
Unfortunately, it's just how it goes.
Right. And like, I don't think people even are aware of what they're sometimes signing up for themselves. That's where it all goes back to self-love. Like, what are your boundaries? What are the things you're not going to break on? Like, I am not going to lie. I will always want to have like Halloween with my family. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, but we are lucky that we can have both of our families, like, or like if I don't have a situation, but like if someone just like their parent is just like a complete asshole, like that's probably a deal breaker for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I feel like people they're not good at like there's so much that goes into a successful relationship, and like playing the tit for tat game.
No,
it doesn't so
work.
Immature.
It doesn't work,
and you're just wasting your time.
Right. Again, both of your time. You're just pissing away both of your lives. Like not correcting any of it.
Exactly.
But going along with that, being able to apologize. Like when you're in a situation where you're like, man, I fucked up. Like that actually happened where I was like, yo, I'm going to sleep downstairs, and I did that, and I the next morning I had to be like,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I fucked up. Like that didn't feel good. The entire time I was thinking about like how this doesn't feel good and it's not constructive and I'm fucking up.
Right.
And like I've learned, I almost like apologizing. Like it's not to say like I'm off the hook, but it's like you've realized what you fucked up on.
Right.
And it's time to move forward. Like I'm all about resolution. I don't like sitting on stuff. I don't like going to bed mad anymore. Like I can't fucking do it.
Right.
I did it the one time and it'll never fucking happen again. But it's like when you can reach the maturity and the respect to let that person know like, yo, it was really me. Like I was the idiot. And to feel the reciprocation where if they fucked up and they apologize. Have you ever been apologized to? Like
yes.
Wholeheartedly like, yo, I fucked up.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry. And I like, how amazing is that?
Well, it's the thing is like, I guess it's like who you are as a person. Cause like I have done that to people where I'm like genuinely sorry. And they've literally closed the door in my face and been like, that sucks.
Right.
But I've also had people that are like, thanks. Like, I really appreciate it. So I guess it's, the thing is like when someone apologizes to me specifically, I look at them because I'm kind of stubborn. Like I do apologize, but I'm more stubborn than not. And like when someone apologizes to me, I'm like, wow, like that took balls. Like I have a different level of respect for them that they apologized for what they did. And I guess it's like what it's for, and like if they continue to do it, like, you know what I mean?
Well,
like,
yeah, of course. Yeah, if it's a recurring thing.
That all like goes into play. But like if it's someone like, hey, listen, like I'm really sorry, like for example, like, oh, I can't make it to your birthday party this time. Like, it's like, okay, like you always go to everything,
yes,
you know? Like, I'm genuinely sorry I can't come.
You gotta pick your battles too.
Right.
Like you're not, it's not like, you know, they're not like, oh, I can't come to your birthday because I had better plans that came up. Like,
right.
It's like if something came up that was like like you couldn't get to the birthday or whatever. It's just like, you gotta understand, like, there's just bad timing. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I've had people not talk to me for dumb shit like that. Like where they're just like, oh yeah, like you couldn't come to my thing or whatever. And I'm like, okay, well, sorry, I gotta look out for me. Like this is what I had planned beforehand, or this is what, you know what I mean? There's just, I don't know. It happens though.
Are you good at receiving apologies?
Am I good at receiving them?
Mm-hmm.
I love getting apologies. You know how many times I'm not wrong?
Do you? I know that's my problem too. I know.
I try to not, but I mean that in the fact of like, I try to not be wrong.
Right.
I try to avoid having to apologize, like in the situation. Like I try not to get myself into situations where I would have to apologize.
Right.
That's my point. If I'm wrong, I have no problem saying like, I fucked something up. I did this intentionally, and it went the wrong way, and I'm sorry. It was from a malicious point of view or whatever. Like, it's just so much easier to shake it clean. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's just different. Why do you not?
Do I not what?
Receive, or what do you think you're better at, receiving or giving? I
think I'm better at giving apologies because I feel like when people give me apologies, I usually like. I think of them like with a different respect. I guess it depends what it is, but then there's also a part of me that's like, you're full of shit.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's hard. Like
if they, wow.
It depends who it is and what it's for.
I mean, that is true. I mean, the situation does.
Like.
Wow. Can you think of a situation where you were like, I don't want it? Like you're full of shit. Like.
Yeah. I mean, like, yeah. I can.
You just have one right.
Yeah.
Wow. That's intense.
But the thing is I would rather someone apologize and have it be like semi-fake than to just pretend like nothing happened. I think that bothers me more.
When someone pretends like something didn't happen?
Yeah, like when like.
What if they don't know though?
No, I think people, they know.
I don't know, because I've been called out for shit like that where like, oh, you didn't know you said this, or you didn't know you. I'm like, no, I didn't. Like, I'm glad you said something because I didn't think anyone cared, or I'm trying to think specifically. I feel like it happened recently where I said something out loud and like I was just like being me, you know what I mean?
Right.
And someone heard something and they took it the wrong way and they're like, oh yeah, you really offended so and so. I'm like, well, how the fuck was I supposed to know that? Like, I'm with my friends and my family. Like, how was I if they don't tell me like, hey dude, like what you said was kind of bullshit. Like, I'm not gonna hold it against you. I just want to let you know, like, I don't feel that way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I am kind of just like a dumb guy.
I usually do always tell you if you.
You've called me off 100 fucking times.
Yeah,
and I appreciate it. I don't mean that in a like a you're an asshole. Again. No,
I am though.
I'm not. I'm worried about just like being myself. That I'm gonna upset somebody somewhere. Right. Like it's just gonna happen.
Right.
But like it takes close friends to keep people in check.
That's true. I don't like offending people. I feel bad when I offend someone because I genuinely don't go around like just being like a straight up douche.
No.
I don't try to be. Like,
but I can't. If I censored every thought in the way that I thought like, oh, this might offend somebody or someone might not agree with this, I'd never talk.
Right.
Because I am just like, this is how I feel about things, or this is how I. This is just how I am. I don't know.
Yeah, there's a level, and I feel like sometimes I cross it, and then sometimes I'm like, well, you know what? They're just gonna have to grow some fucking thicker skin,
But I'm usually not thinking of it like that. I'm just existing.
Exactly.
And it's like if something happens, I just expect somebody to let me know I fucked up so I can properly apologize.
Usually,
you know what I'm saying?
For me, it usually happens like after the fact, because there's times when I just say shit, I don't really think about what I'm saying before I say it, and then it just comes out.
100%.
And then I'll be like, fuck, that was probably like really offensive, and I didn't mean it like that. Like it comes out wrong.
You've prefaced sometimes, though,
yeah,
right? Where you're
yeah.
like, hey, I just want you to know, like, it doesn't. I'm not, like I was saying earlier, like you're just like, I don't mean to, but you said, and it might have looked because you texted and then you said, and I'm like, what? Just spit it out, like.
Right. I try and like
you're
ease
setting
it
up
in.
with that prologue.
I try and stripper you up a little bit.
You try to spit on it first.
Yeah.
And I'm like, just go dry. It's fine. It's gonna suck either way.
You're like, no lube.
I don't want it in there either way, and you're still gonna put it in there. Like that's just how it goes.
So we've come to the realization I'm an asshole.
Well, yeah. Oh, 100%. Yeah. Assholes Anonymous.
Yeah, right. Hey, at least you know what you're getting.
I'm not complaining.
Right.
The only other thing I have it pertains to like serious relationships.
Okay.
And that is that looks fade, and you have to love somebody for who their soul is. Like people,
absolutely.
People will. I've seen people go into superficial relationships just solely based on what they look like. And like, what do you think? And I'm like, she doesn't have a brain. What do you mean?
Yeah.
What does she think?
Right. What planet is she on?
Right. Why do her eyes look like that? Why are they so big all the time? And her lips are pursed like that all the time. Like,
she just looks like a deer in a headlight.
All the time.
Yeah,
That's what
right.
I'm saying. Yeah, dude.
She's very confused.
Yeah. She looks like she's taking a math test all the time. It sucks. She sucks.
She's computing something.
Right.
Either she's a fucking genius or a fucking dunce.
I know, but I know she ain't over there solving world hunger. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Yeah, no, yeah.
You truly have to like love somebody's fucking insides, like their soul and just everything about what they represent. Like they got to be able to be in a house fire and you still love them afterwards. Like
right.
You have to be able to like put that part of your brain. You have to engage that part of your brain where you're like, shit goes south. Do I still care about this person?
Right.
And if it's not, yes, you're in the wrong fucking relationship.
When you wake up next to fucking Darth Vader.
Yes.
Like how I do.
With that CPAP machine.
Yeah. And you're like, hairy chest is out.
And he's going, come on, Dave, just scratch my back.
Yeah.
Just scratch my back. Scratch my back. Come on.
Right, exactly. It is. It's true. I feel like initial attraction is important.
Definitely. You gotta obviously be attracted.
You have to be like physically or whatever attracted to the person, but like if they're not mentally attractive, like fuck off.
There's honestly some days where I think like I mean not that I think I know like I need mental attraction almost before I need the physical attraction. You know what I'm saying? I've without sounding like fucking.
No, it makes sense. I mean?
Like obviously, I want them to be attractive. I want them to be like, this is my fucking
right. You don't want them to look
wife.
like a golem.
No, exactly. Yeah. Fucking goblin over here. Like,
right.
But obviously, it's like I need to be able to have like an intellectual conversation with somebody.
No, I agree.
Or like be able to sit around a bonfire and talk about how small we all are and fucking like get into weird shit and like looking at the stars and fucking.
Right.
I think there's like another planet out there where like people are doing exactly what we're doing, but like. Different, like like just to like have.
Would you
like,
rather explore space or the ocean?
Right,
like,
right,
you know,
right.
like
just to be able to like
pick someone's brain.
Yeah, man,
exactly.
You got to be able to have that kind of openness.
That's a great point. Yeah, I don't really think. I don't know. I'm not like super boy. I was never like super boy crazy like on looks. I always liked guys for like long periods of time. So, like, I never really cared if they were cute. And then it just, like, came. Like, I was like, oh, like, I like them as a person. And then, like, they just become attractive.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many times that has happened.
Yeah.
I'm like, I would have never associated with this person.
Yeah, right. Like, my type compared to what, like.
Oh, completely, yeah.
It's night and day.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, but, I mean, yeah, they, like, almost aren't. Like, you look at someone, you're like, what? Like.
Yeah.
No, and then you like hang out with them and you're like friendly, and then you're like, wait, no, they're like cute. Like,
right.
That's always how it's
knowledge
been.
is power. Knowledge is sexy.
It is.
To be around a smart woman is something, man.
Right.
There's just something. I don't know. It adds something to the team. where you're like, yo, I can add like some fucking knowledge power-ups on my side. Like, I need them. I definitely need them. Right. So if like you could be educated in the sense of like, know how to make doctor's appointments and fucking how to cook in a non-chauvinistic way. Like, that's attractive to me because you know how to be smart in ways I don't know how to be smart.
Right,
you know
right.
What I mean?
You're bringing something to the
table. Exactly. And it's all full circle. What are they bringing to the table? Someone's got to be able to supplement my life. What's going on in your life that you're going to add to mine? You bring the mashed
potatoes, they bring the gravy.
Exactly.
You
bring the fucking fish.
Pasta, you bring the sauce.
I was going somewhere else with that.
What were you saying? What was fish? Did you say fish? Yeah. Fish with what? Bread?
I was going to say sausage and meatballs.
Oh.
That's all the time we have today on Slobs Anonymous.
We're not going to have any friends left or family left or spouses left after this episode.
No. But for the people left listening, thank you very much for listening. You're the reason we come back to do this.
That's right.
Because if you didn't, it would just be the two of us looking at each other in a basement with two pop filters in front of the microphones.
That's right.
I can barely see you.
I know, right? I just see like an eye.
It's like I'm in confession right now. Like that mesh that they have between the doors.
It has been 6 years since my last confession.
My child, it's okay.
Yeah. 600 Hail Marys.
Yeah. 600? Yeah, right, okay. But yeah, thank you so much for joining us. Be sure you're following us on Instagram, social media, where we post all of our nonsense. If you're not already following us, go ahead and hit that follow button. And if you don't have an Instagram, go get one because it's fucking 2024.
And share us with your friends. Like when your friends are out and they're like, what podcast are you listening to? You're sitting around a fire or something. Tell your friends about us.
Exactly.
That's how we're going to get traction, people. We need your help.
You let them know while they're not at home fingering their buttholes. What they do on their off time is their business. But like, let them know that they could be doing this.
While they're fingering their buttholes, they could be listening to us.
And then they could be telling us about how they're doing it. And we could talk about it on the air. So that's a new one. Feet pics, fingering your buttholes. This is where the important topics are talked about.
Always in that last minute.
Exactly. We let the dogs off the leash when it comes to the exit.
Right.
But yeah, if you don't have an Instagram and you got an email, go ahead and send us an email at 2slobsanonymous@gmail.com. That's the number 2slobsanonymous@gmail.com. And if you don't have an email address, we really got some fucking. I don't know how you're listening at this point. Like if they got some tin cans with like a fucking broken satellite,
ET phone home
with some string. I don't know what the fuck's going on. You gotta get your life together, man. You're in the right place though. This is the right place. Yes. That's for sure. If you're listening to us on a can and string, please let us know. We'll tell that story for sure. Next week
you can't send it from the home.
No, you can't. I don't know how that works.
Okay.
Next week though, we're gonna do an all new episode on bands/artists that we think are overrated and or don't understand why the fuck people like them.
Musicians, we missed the memo.
Musicians, we missed memo musicians. I think that's what we
say that really fast.
Me.
My mommy loves me.
Right. So that's what we're doing next week. So be sure to join us for that. Until then, if you're not having fun,
you got to make your own.
That's right. You almost forgot it again. You got to make your own. We'll see you next week on a brand new episode of Slobs Anonymous
with Joey C and KB.
It's not me, it's you.
You are the problem.
Lock in those lyrics.
Yeah, I love that show.
That was a fun show. All right. You good?
Yeah.
Okay.